Seems you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I don't have time to play along with him. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. A red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That can also be seen in this sketch. Here's evidence shows that the two chemicals were mixed. Because it's pink down here. Easy. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Hold on a sec. I still don't get it. How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink? Don't take me for a fool, Itchy. I'll have you know I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make it pink. It's common knowledge, obviously. Well, technically there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeBest? Ah, that's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see. Looks like Mr. DeBest finally gets it. No. He doesn't. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it. I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie? Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak. So cold. But that's part of her charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further. Hey, couldn't we find that out if we talk to the victim, pal? The victim, Dane Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical care condition. Oh, that's right. Well then, Sebastian will be investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises. Hello? If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there anything you would like to say, Mr. Artist? Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty. My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title. Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Larice, but you can call me Larice. Miss Artiste, please get to the point. I just remembered something I haven't had the chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door. It would appear that the palace room as it can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Objection.
Well, why not just let Uncle Ray prove it for you? What? After all, we can confirm that the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well. The Winter Palace should be... True. It was locked. Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. I've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room. Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak. As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either. Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree. That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume that clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry? No. Seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Not exactly, I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time. He sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there's one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artiste, you are free to go. Huh? But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Overruled. Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. This other suspect is a pharmacist by the name of Delicia Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Fatalium from Megatoxin X, but a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it'd be best if we brought her in quickly. Best if we brought her quickly. Sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Got it. Don't tell me, Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all. Judge Courtney, what is she thinking? Ten-minute recess. Musical cue. Thank you. April 2nd, 12:05 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery, Autumn Palace. She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. These sure are taking an awfully long time. Ahem. Sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor DeBest presents Miss Delicia Scones. Yes, you called, so here I am. It is I, Delicia Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. But you can call me Miss Delicious. You can call me Mr. DeBestest. Oi, nice to meet you, bestie. They've gone straight to nicknames. Huh? That boy reminds me of someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son. Yesy, nice to meet you, Millie. Could you please not call me Millie? Haha, meeting Gregory's boy. I guess it's a sign that I'm getting old. How old is this woman? Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask the pharmacist? Oh, right, yeah, Miss Delicious. Can you tell me the reason why you came to the gallery? Yes, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often. Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assist in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia? I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yesy! As long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. I did all I could do. The rest depends upon his body's ability to recover. Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious? Yesy, although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. I only knew that he had become a world-famous pastry chef. Eh? Is the victim that famous? I heard on the news that he had won a competition for designing desserts. I mean, out of everyone who appeared to have competed, he should have probably won. That reminds me, I do remember a mentor mentioning something about studying design in Zingfa. Now let's get down to business. Miss Pharmacist, are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X? Yesy. It's the drug that's used to kill those things. It's mega effective. Because the effects are so potent, it's not available to the general public. What are those things you're referring to? Bugs. It's a drug for vanquishing the creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like. Ah, I think I know what she's talking about. So, Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix Normalium with Fatalia? Yes, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X. Hazardous when mixed. When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and gas is released. It's like fucking mustard gas. Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties and even death. From the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think there's probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas. As expected of a pharmacist, she's very well informed. Normalium is an adhesive liquid that comes hot as soon as heat is applied. Ooh, that's important. It also has a red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Fatalium is a white, watery liquid. That's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist, you're very knowledgeable. Yes, see, of course I am. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces. Please, stop. She's obviously not the one that did it. Like, she wouldn't say all this shit if she did it. Why would she help that guy as well if she did it? Oh, but not just anyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison that it couldn't be sold to the public, after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear. Does Judge Courtney suspect her? Yeah, obviously. What is she hiding behind that smile? Oh, Flatfoot, have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass cases that contain the sculptures can be opened by a mechanism in the lid. What strange cases? The temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The inside of the Pisces case was set to 27 degrees, so my hand nearly got stuck to the ice. Good thing it didn't. So then, for the lid of the Pisces case, we detected slight traces of normalium. Ah, not bad. Huh? If the Normalium was in the glass case at the temperature of 27 Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid. Really? So, what happened? They heated up the lid so it would melt. Mr. DeBest, why don't you try borrowing the power of K's Little Thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our Mr. Thief. So you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you, get on with it. I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it. Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need for your power. Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want us to find out? That's none of your concern. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question. What's she planning? Who set off the poison gas? If you can answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us. Well then, Miles. The person who opened the Pisces case and set off the gas. When you think about the circumstances, there's only one person who could have been. Yes, considering the circumstances, it's clear who it was. The old guy. So please give me your answer. Who set off the poison gas? This dude. Had to be him. There's no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dane Gustavia. It's hard to believe it could have been anyone but him. Seems that way. Very well. I'll allow you to participate this time. However, if I feel you are a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. But what I don't understand is why the victim opened that case. He heated it up for some reason. I don't know why, though. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what shall I recreate? Based on the information we've gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas. Got it. And get that red stuff at the top there. It was used. That blowtorch was used to heat it up. Hoo-ah! Don't scare me like that. So this is the true power of Sir Thief. Let's investigate the Pisces sculpture post-haste. There's frozen Normalium on the lid of the Pisces sculpture glass case. It's frozen so thick you can't even open the lid. On the actual glass case, the lid was heavily cracked. And when someone had it out for the Pisces sculpture, sir, it was like someone did. Do you have any idea how it became to crack like that? It was because of the heat. Well, the damage didn't seem to have come from outside of the glass case, sir. I see. So the inside of the case was below freezing point, and the glass had developed cracks. There are no signs of external damage. From this, we can deduce... Below freezing? Like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare. And cracked? Like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow. Thermal fracturing. The cold glass case was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. Why did thermal fracturing occur here? What caused it? Blowtorch. Huh. Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was a frozen Normalium. Oh, that face means you've probably thought of something, Miles. Oh, he didn't do it intentionally. It was set up there as like a fucking trap type thing. So whoever put the Normalium there on the glass case did it because they knew someone was going to open it. And the thing is, since it was frozen to that lid, it wasn't able to be opened because they just said it wasn't able to be open. So, since it wasn't able to be opened, dude took a blowtorch to it and thawed it out. While doing that, the gas started, and that was going to kill him. So, whoever did it intentionally as a trap set up to kill someone. Interesting. It's going to be Kate, 100%. It literally has to be Kate. No one else here could have done it. She didn't do it. He didn't do it intentionally. She did it intentionally. Indeed, I have. I know how Mr. Gustavi was able to open the glass case. What? How can you possibly know something I don't? I'd say the things he does know are in the minority. Hey, don't you going to let me know? Are you going to let me know? How did Dane Gustavi open the glass case? Blowtorch. Or a gas burner. I'm just gonna... If I ever called a blowtorch, it's gas burner, whatever. This gas burner that was found in the Autumn Palace shows signs of recent use. I believe this was the cause of the thermal fracturing in this Pisces sculpture glass case. A gas burner? Why wouldn't he use something like that? The question is, why did she kill that dude? Oh, I got it! The lid was frozen shut, so he had to use the burner to melt the ice. Indeed, that is correct, because he was the one that was going to move over the sheets. I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know. Late start? You didn't even understand a single thing, did you? Well, that's just because Mr. Edgeworth's explanation was too hard to follow. Okay, why don't you update the little thief so that he can understand it? If you say so. Right, let's start the recreation. The victim, Dane Gustavi, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If he used the gas burner then, the normalium in the case would have melted. And then... He would have probably freaked the fuck out. The melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the case. And produced the poison gas. Holy fuck. The moment Mr. Gustavi opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas. It would be way more fucked up if it was a odorless and colorless gas. And he just fucking died. That would have been fucked, but cool. He managed to drag himself out of the fountain patio just before his strength ran out. So he inhaled the gas when he opened the lid. Seems he finally understands. But why did Mr. Gustavi open the glass case of the Pisces sculpture? That victim's goal. That I do not know yet. Yet no. Maybe he actually came to see the Winter Palace, not the Autumn one. Uncle Ray also thought that this was the Winter Palace at first. Oh, you too, Ray Ray. Actually, I thought so too. It looks like just like the icy rooms from 18 years ago. And it's even got the exact same plants in front of the door. Seems everyone involved with the IS-7 incident made the same mistake. It's imperative that we investigate the real Winter Palace immediately. I should suggest that to Mr. DeBest. I get it now. Yeah, that's how it was. Do you think of something? The victim committed suicide. He thought he would look refined if he died in an art gallery. There's way more easier ways to fucking kill yourself. Have you even been listening? Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half of the story will be enough. Why would he leave? Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later. Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you. Yes, it would indeed be best to let Judge Courtney handle him. That aside, don't you have some information to inform everyone of? Ah, I totally forgot. What are you talking about? We did a little checking on that pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best, prosecutors, subordinate. That's not something to brag about. Shut up! You! Quiet down and listen. Suicide is, off the table for now, yeah. And that's because, in short, the pharmacist is the culprit. She set up the gas as a trap. No! That's a terrible shame, Miss Pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguishing them? Dumb. Huh? What are you saying? I would never do such a thing. Mr. DeBest, do you have a basis of these accusations? No. Huh. Of course. This is my basis. Her pharmacist license. It would permit her to handle Megatoxin X, right? And its active ingredient, Fatalium, was one of the components of the poison gas. Exactly. That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. But that pharmacist is another story altogether. It wasn't me. You've got it all wrong. And that's not all. A bottle of Megatoxin X was found in the victim's pocket. And on the bottle, we found clear fingerprints. Hers. You and the curator took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him. That's... You are the only pharmacist on the premises who could have handled Megatoxin X. So what she did is she invited people and such that would like bring the ingredients there so she'd be able to do this. Because that dude probably knew the truth. Which is why she wanted him dead. Furthermore, as for the curator of this art gallery, you're an acquaintance of hers. Though I don't know why now. I feel like that would be like something you could do later. You would have had access to the gallery at any time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. Please wait! That Megatoxin X, it was stolen! Trying to lie your way out of this won't go well with me. It's true. Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. What's she searching for? Not this. Not this either. I remember seeing cloth like that recently. Ah, here. Please take a look at this. It's some sort of paper. What did it say? April 1st. The theft report accepted. Stolen item, Megatoxin X. There you go. Easy peasy. Right? Just kidding.